Yeah, hi, and hi, trolls. My last video had no views, but I got some trolls already. So they like geology. Science Nordic. Really happy people. In the picture, archaeologists post behind the newly discovered cup-marked petroglyphs. Cup-marked. It's a cup, you know. There are indentations. The stones with rounded indents on the Danish island Bornholm. Scandinavia's oldest cup-marked rock carvings discovered in Bornholm. Archaeologists have long suspected that Stone Age Scandinavians produced cup-marked rock carvings, but until now they had no examples to prove it. That's 2017. Archaeologists have made a sensational discovery during an archaeological excavation on the Danish island of Bornholm in the Baltic Sea. Two complete stones with cup-marked stone carvings dating back to the early Stone Age. This makes them the oldest known such cup marks, a type of petroglyphs, in Scandinavia by about 1,200 years, and their discovery has surprised archaeologists. The carvings contain figures and symbols which have been cut, chipped, and ground into the stone and are regarded as typical of the Bronze Age, the period of following the Stone Age. Many archaeologists suspect that they were in use long before this, and now they have the first evidence to show it. So there are indentations, but where are the figures? I don't see any. I really don't. But let's go on. Here's the latest arrival of two stones. Two. Where's the other one? Both are dated to the early Stone Age. The carvings are one of the simplest type of rock carvings and resemble round indentations. But they were made by people. Okay, so where's the proof that people made them? They just claim people made this rock, but they have no proof or whatsoever. Where is the proof? It's a breakthrough. We've waited to be able to prove this, and it's fantastic that our assumption has finally been realized, said lead archaeologist Bornholm's museum, Finn Ole Sonne Nielsen, who also collaborates with the National Museum of Denmark, Aarhus University, and the University of Copenhagen. For us, it is sensational. Yeah, I bet. The two stones were found in connection with an archaeological excavation in Vasagard in the south of the island. One of the carved stones was discovered last year, but not everyone was convinced of its authenticity. Some thought that the indentations were natural and not carved by people, but with the second stone there are no longer any doubts, says Rune Iversen, assistant professor at the Saxo Institute of the University of Copenhagen. We've now not only shown it with a single lucky find. If anyone was in doubt of the first stone, then they must be convinced now, says Iversen, who discovered the second stone, which is now dated around 2900. The first stone was dated about 3000 BCE. Yeah, I would be really interested how they figure out this 100-year difference and how they ended up at the same place. But anyway, compared with discovering gold, a little stone with some indentations may seem a bit small fry, but for us, it's really sensational to show that the stone carving tradition stretches so far back. The final clue. Niels is convinced that rock carvings existed in southern Scandinavia since the beginning of the Early Stone Age, also known as the Neolithic. It was at the same time that people left the hunter-gatherer lifestyle behind and began to farm. Now we finally have evidence that they existed in the Middle Neolithic. But personally, I think that they are even older. Now we have to just wait for some lucky find to prove that cup marks are even older. He says, as archaeologists, we need to have a good imagination and to create pictures and ideas of how things were in the past. But it's not enough to believe something, we have to prove it. So, I really would like to see your proof for these rocks being man made. Like, where's the proof for that? You're just claiming that they are man made. I want to show you some natural made cupstones. Let's start with this one. Electrically altered, formed, melted rock with all kinds of indentations, holes, embedded quartz, ice, or how drops, tears, or however you want to call them. This is totally natural in nature. Yeah, you know, a lightning bolt. We need a thicker line. A lightning bolt, which started probably here and then it wandered, welding it, like burning holes in it, huge noise and all this kind of stuff. Lightning bolt, electricity, no cupstone carver dude doing this kind of things. What cupstone carver would create these kind of things into the rock? I ask, what's his name? Where did he live? Who were his followers? What are his teachings? What tools did he use? How many cupstone makers have been alive in the Baltic region? This is all just part of the same rock. You can see it's like this kind of lava, molten rock, but it got molten through electrical charge, static electrical energy, and a really high intensity of electricity in the atmosphere, and it discharged into the ground. Like we have these kind of crater lines, you can follow them, they are connected. Here it makes a turn. Yeah, that's a crater. The bottom of the crater. Then we have also some cupstone features around them, around it. And you can see how the material got fused together. And I think here on the bottom, people were hammering out the stuff. Probably there was some molten metal there, I don't know. You can still see the charge boundary. And we have some little blisters here where the lightning strike splattered around the place. This looks like wood. craters everywhere. Cupstones. More cups everywhere. Cups. And there's no moss growing on that. There's almost no quartz veins in this part of the rock where those cups are. And I really wonder, like, if we are talking about people 5 or 6 thousand years ago, have they been so bored just to go there at the shoreline and make all those cups? There's no feel around there, nothing. Some claim that they were used for, like, grinding crops there or something. Doesn't make any sense to me. $6,000 years ago, something went down. People still tell stories about that. Noah, the dude with the boat and the crow. And we are about to enter the same stage with Earth's magnetic field weakening and all kind of crazy stuff going on. I don't dive in that now. Seismic activity, jet streams and winds and all these kind of things. Everything is related. And here you're looking at proof at the ground to heaven connection of Earth. All that is created by lightning and other electrical discharge mechanisms or events. Of course, it depends on the material. This is really heavily iron-bearing rock and other metals. Manganese, magnesium, copper, and what have you. Probably also gold. Haha, why not? I would be surprised if there wouldn't be any gold there. But yeah, I'm really surprised. Or actually not. Like, they really can't wrap their head around things. Those archaeologists. Like, if you watch at that, here's the bottom of the crater. Here we have cups everywhere, and they're quite deep. There's even this kind of tetrahedron shape, and you can really see how it got molten down the rock towards the crater and all this kind of stuff. And here you have many, 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 many craters. Even on the side, really unpractical to use it because nothing stays in that. Everything electrically shaped. Because there's no volcanoes in Finland whatsoever. No geothermal activity. It's just not abundant here. There's no volcano, no geysers, nothing. And still they claim it's volcanic activity. Really? I don't believe it. Electrically made Earth heaven connection. We are a capacitor floating in space in a electromagnetic charged field. It's just like that. What else could it be? What is the difference between, or what do those two things have in common? Your thoughts and the clouds in the sky. They are held together by electricity. Simple as that. I leave it here. Let's see how many trolls trap in this. Thanks.